Hey guys, Nyan here. So today I'm going to be talking about average time spent per stage. Now, this question gets asked a lot, and it's very hard to give a direct answer to this question just because everyone's run and everyone's stages are different. That's just the nature of the game. It's a roguelike, randomized like procedural generation and all that shit. So but on average, I guess I would say I try to spend no more than 4 minutes a stage, unless I feel it's either required or it's necessary. Like there's a lot of chests on. Sometimes stage one you can leave with like 6 or 7 items, and then sometimes on stage one you have to leave with 2 items, 3 items. It's just the way it goes. Um, Depending, you have to, when you spawn, the first thing you should be doing is looking at your location, looking around your like looking at your surroundings. Are there chests? Are there shrines? And trying to figure out like already in your mind, where could the teleporter be, and do you see anything that's like, is it worth going left? Is it worth going right? Is it worth going just straight? Like you kind of have to feel that out, and eventually you just kind of you gotta you know where you should go, why you should go that way, right? Like I always tried to choose like the line, the direction that seems the most beneficial without doing a lot of backtracking. That's the worst thing you can do, is like run across the map and then back across the map where you spawned or something for loot. Sometimes it's necessary though, and I mean you could have a lot of movement speed as well, and this is where like the variance comes in, and it's also hard to answer. Like, do you move fast? Do you move slow? Are you playing loader? Are you not playing loader? Stuff like that. But yeah, so stage one, I guess, if we're doing the 4 minute thing, stage one I want to leave ideally at 4 minutes, 2, 8, 3, 12, and then 4, 16. And now you might remember from one of the previous videos, I did say if you're doing long runs, so looping, on your first loop, you want to ideally leave, like start the teleporter at the 21-minute mark. You're thinking, well, stage 5 should be 20 minutes. Well, yes and no, because I noticed the quicker I was doing the teleporter under the 20 or at the 20-minute mark, I was getting way more elite bosses. I mean, this is still it's still random, but I felt like I was less likely to get elite bosses at the 21-minute mark and after. But if you're going for mythics, once you get to the 25-minute mark, that's like I was pretty much guaranteeing myself elites. So you kind of have to find that balance that works for you. But generally as well, because of like the generation and I don't know exactly, something to do with like there's like a map director, and he gets points per stage to spend on chests and shrines and printers and barrels. So yeah, stage 1 and 2 generally don't have many items. Stage 3 has more. Stage 4 has generally quite a bit, and 5 even more. So you usually, unlike like in most circumstances, stage 1 and 2, you kind of want to like speed through a little bit. Like usually I spend 3 minutes, no more than 3 minutes on like stage 1. Some runs, I mean, it's a little bit more just because you got the world's worst generation and it's Distant Roost. Same with stage 2. Generally, I leave there about the 7 minute mark, and then 3, depending on like what I see, I might spend like 5 minutes on the stage. That'll kind of catch me up, right? And I'll still leave about the 12-minute mark. And then stage 4, you can spend a little longer as well, because you got to remember, you want to leave no sooner than 21 minutes, but you want to leave no more than like 23 minutes ideally if you're doing long runs to loop on stage 5. So that means also when you get to stage 5, you can like walk around and loot and give yourself more time. So that's something like you get used to it, right? Like my runs are different than your runs. How I play is different how you play, and what you'll eventually find something that just works for you. But I found for me this works pretty well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.